We're live. We're live.
Good morning. Good morning.
We're live.
How are you, folks?
Like,
How are you,
like,
Lisa?
like. I'm good. Good morning to you, baby.
I'm feeling the highs and I'm feeling the lows. The beat starts hitting in between your toes. You start stomping your fingers and pumping your moving your body while you're sitting in your seat and go jam. And start doing the freak and say jam. Right out of your seat. We're talking today about the highs
and
lows of life. How things are as never as quite as good as they seem, and they're never quite as bad as they seem. The highs and lows of life.
You think they're never as good as they seem? I think they're never as bad as they seem. But I think sometimes things that seem good are really, really good.
I think that sometimes things that seem good are really, really good. And I think those really, really good moments can even be better.
You think so? We'll talk about it.
Yeah, let's get into that.
Back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like. Highs and lows. The journey of life.
That's what we're talking about?
Is how I titled it.
Okay.
But we're talking about the highs and lows of life. And we were watching yesterday. Was it yesterday we were watching Shaquille? So we were watching Shaquille.
An interview with Shaquille.
Yeah, and
on a podcast called All the Smoke.
Mm-hmm. I guess, whatever. Whenever I hear Shaquille talk, I want to hear him.
I mean, Lisa was in the kitchen and she heard the voice, Shirley. That sounds like Shaquille. Her boyfriend in her head. Whatever. So she had to run from the kitchen to hear whatever Dr. and he is a doctor.
He is a doctor.
Dr. Shaquille had to say.
No, but good morning, Katura. But I know it's Shaquille. The reason why I like to hear him is because his voice is incongruent with his wisdom.
Oh, he's a very wise man.
He's very wise.
A lot of people say so. His teammates.
Yes, but he don't sound wise.
He is very wise.
He is, but he's also wise. He's very humble.
And he's very sensitive.
I think he's very sensitive.
You can't say stuff bad about him or slight him in any way without him catching offense. Even on his show with Ernie and Chuck and them.
And definitely don't talk about his mama.
Don't talk about his mama and don't needle him too much. He'll take a little bit of ribbing. But if he feels like he crossed the line, he decides when that is. And that's a moving target too, by the way. With him.
It is. It is.
Well, he thinks he's had enough. That's it.
How much crap you gotta take when you're 7'13"?
Well, he has to take a lot of crap all his life.
Now, good morning, Sister Sheila.
He's always taking it.
And then, but not anymore. He got to a point where enough is enough.
Well, they still make fun of his eyes and his voice and how slow he talks, and he hears all the jokes and he laughs at most of them. Okay, yes. But he was speaking yesterday, and Lisa wanted to hear what he had to say.
Yes, he was. And one of the things that he was talking about is a lot of the lows, and almost as much as he talked about the lows, he talked about the fact that his father did not really encourage him to hold on to the highs for very long.
Nope.
It's like, you got to win, look at it, great. Tomorrow the trophy is gone.
Yeah, he takes away the trophies. And also, that was very insightful that you picked that up yesterday. And also, one thing I picked up in watching the interview was how he looked back on some of the low points of his life, and he realized that it was his own immaturity that caused it. His ego got in the way. Looking back on, I should have let that. I didn't have to respond that way. And that's what's called wisdom.
Wisdom is going through the experience, looking back and realizing that, that's why that. Oh, that's what that. Good morning, Kenneth. Oh, good morning, Sister Barbara.
That's not just Kenneth.
Okay, great.
That's cousin.
Right.
Kenneth Covington.
Absolutely.
What's up, cuz? How you doing, man?
Good morning, Sister Barbara. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Sister Sheila,
We're
Gotha,
talking about the
Couture, Green. Good
highs
morning, Barbara.
and the lows. What else I realized as we were thinking about the highs and lows is that often while the highs can be exciting and powerful or whatever, the lows actually build strength and unity, particularly when two people or two entities go through a low together and then experience a high. It's the high is actually solidified
and better because you have the shared experience of the low. Another insightful moment from Sister Lisa. Bam! 2 in the first 5 minutes of the show.
Oh,
wow.
My goodness. Oh my goodness.
But the highs and lows of life, Lisa's right. When you come out of something, when you come through the storm, the high that comes after that is sweeter. It's sweeter. The victory is sweeter when you know you had to overcome adversity. When Isaiah Thomas' story, I love watching Isaiah Thomas documentaries and watching his interviews, but he had to. He made the. He was in the pros and he had to fight so hard to win a championship. Boston would kick his butt every year, his team's butt every year. And they had to learn. He calls it that they were great teachers. They kept us down. We had great anguish, but they were great teachers of us. They taught us what it took to be a champion.
Absolutely. I have an introduction to facilitate. I had the opportunity yesterday to talk with a lady who was checking to make sure that Brian was Brian. I already have friend Brian as a friend, and I got a friend request, and is that really Brian? And then I told her what happened. You had lost your ID and all this other stuff. And she says, wow. And then I realized I wasn't even your friend. So I'm thinking to myself, how you decide that I'm the real me and accept my friend request, but you don't know whether or not he's the real him.
So much game. But
anyway, she accepted, and we talked a little bit about losing your connections and all of that. This is another one of those things where the lows actually cause a conversation. So one of the things, and I need to make an introduction to Shirley, is that as she was sharing with me, oh my goodness, that's so terrible. You guys had so many pictures and so many connections or whatever. You need to get a portable drive to store your pictures on. And I says, well, I have facilitated protecting my photos, but it's not as cumbersome as a portable drive.
Right.
I actually, absolutely, or it just get annoying. I mean, how often are you going to remember to reconnect your hard drive to download the this, and this, that? I said I actually use a service called Forever, and I would love to connect you with Shirley. And she says, oh, so yeah. Good morning, Craig.
Good morning, Craig. Craig says,
good morning, Empowerment Duo and family. Have a blessed Tuesday and enjoy it to the fullest.
Going up on a Tuesday. We're partying on Tuesday.
So good morning. We're talking about the highs and lows, the journey of life.
Last night, what was last night? Last night, did I get interviewed last night or something? What did we do last night? You did
something last night. Oh yeah, no, you didn't do something. You did. Yesterday was Monday. You did the entrepreneurs
sales meeting. Entrepreneur support mastermind on Mondays. We twice on Mondays at 2 p.m. and at 7 p.m. Lisa and we host this meeting for entrepreneurs. It's called the Entrepreneurs Support Network Mastermind meeting.
Hey, Melissa.
Melissa, we missed you, baby. Come on, girl.
I found a picture of you and Melissa together, actually, with you hugging her neck. And
I can think of 2 times. No, I can think of 2 times where I have a picture of me hugging Melissa.
Yes.
One was at an author showcase at Concord over there.
I think it was at the showcase.
And the other one was at Dr. Deborah's rock event.
Oh, I don't think it was that one.
Okay. So good morning, Miss Melissa Price. I missed
Melissa,
you too much.
We miss your face.
I know you're busy, but from time to time,
thank you for popping on.
Don't space it out so long.
The highs and lows.
Last night, after we did the meeting last night, which is always so exhilarating, it's always such deep conversations because we're masterminding each other's current challenge or question. And on Mondays, we do it at 2 p.m. and at 7 p.m. So after that, I went downstairs to have myself a cigar, and I had a Coca-Cola. No alcohol. I haven't had any alcohol since last Thursday, okay, in my system. And that's something to be proud of for me. So no alcohol since last Thursday. So anyway, so I had my cigar and I was watching a conversation. Five great NBA players with a host talking about the highest highs of their careers and their lowest lows. Shaq was one of them. Isaiah Thomas was another one. Kevin McNeill, Charles Barkley, and Dennis Scott. So
I don't know Dennis Scott. Yeah. I know all the rest of the other ones.
Yeah. Well, I can see how you missed Dennis Scott. So anyway,
never heard of him actually. Ever.
In Shaq's rap, he talks about Dennis Scott with Nick and Dennis. Anyway, because Shaq has a rap career too. You know what? I'll get to that. Okay. But anyway,
Shaq has a lot of careers.
They was all talking about their highest highs and their lowest lows. And their lows were really, really painful lows. And their lows were painful, discouraging, disappointing, and public. And they were embarrassed and they felt bad. They felt they let down their team and let down their city, and they made mistakes.
You know,
their
who
mistakes
also
in
made
public,
powerful public mistakes and setbacks. Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
When she had first started the OWN network, she went through it. And publicly, and people like, you got too big for your britches, you thought this and you thought that, and it was some downward spiral before it came up. Same thing with Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry and Meet the Browns caught a whole bunch of flack because his soundtracks was off, his writing was this, it was all of these things. But you know what? It's got the telltale signs of success attached to it.
Listen, Price says, I miss you guys too. Go ahead.
We just got through another bout of COVID in the house. Me, Nate, and Charlotte.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Then after that, Nate got an inner ear infection.
Oh, wow.
That antibiotics didn't help. He got to have minor ear surgery coming up. My doctor told me yesterday I got to do a mandatory melanoma screening. So yeah, it's been a little more than busy here. Wow. Missing by Empowerment family for sure. Well, we did not. I wish we knew. We're definitely sending you prayers, love, and
trials of life. Right, that's right there. The trials of life. COVID, inner ear infection,
melanoma,
and a melanoma screening. She didn't ask for any of those things, but life sent them to her. That's a trial of life.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Good
and
morning,
on the other
Leonda.
side of this, because you know you're going to get through this. You know you're going to get through this, Melissa. And your family, you're going to get through this bout of health calamity. You're going to get through this. And on the other side of that, y'all going to be running in that front yard again, you know, and laughing with each other, or that backyard.
I'm so sorry that they are going through what they're going through. I'm sending prayers, definitely sending. I will be interceding on your behalf, particularly for Miss Charlotte.
Good morning, Miss Leonda. How you doing?
Absolutely.
We're talking about the highs and lows of life. Miss Phyllis.
Good morning, Miss
Phyllis got her book yesterday.
I saw. She sent a picture of it.
She sent the picture of the book, but I want a picture of Miss Phyllis with the book.
Melissa said, life sent me the trials and I'm batting out the park like Babe Ruth. The devil isn't breaking my stride with his BS. Please know
never gonna break my stride.
Ain't nobody gonna hold me down.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh no, amen.
I've got to keep on moving. That's how you know you're gonna win.
Absolutely.
Keep it moving.
You're receiving prayers from Sister Shirley, and Stephanie says, "Good morning, Empowerment
Good
family."
Morning,
Good morning,
Stephanie.
And Leonda says, "I'm great." Amen. Leonda, thank you. Sheila says, "Got my war clothes on in prayer, sending peace and light." Thank you.
And you know she meant that too. She meant that. She got her war clothes on.
Miss Phyllis said, prayer. I know we'll send with a pic. Amen. Send it with a pic. And throw in a grandbaby if you got one hanging around.
If she got one hanging around, wow.
I think her grandchildren are here.
Okay.
But I don't know if they're up there with her, but I'm just saying.
We want pictures. Yes, we do. Of people that have my book 932. We're gonna make this big. It's gonna become global. It's gonna be in schools. It's gonna do great, great things. It's gonna be as important as the books Raising Positive Kids in a Negative World and the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. That's what I think this book is gonna be in par with.
Melissa says, thank you for the prayers, y'all. Seriously. Thank you. Prayers have all the power.
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely. Just Brian, just get up one way, just come back. So we're talking about the highs and lows and journeys of life, right? There are different times in our lives that we are experiencing more highs than lows. And there are some correlations that occur right before success.
Go ahead, baby. Stop.
What happened?
What happened?
What happened to your hair?
Don't worry about that. Just carry on the show. What's wrong with
I
you?
don't know what's wrong with you. Barbara says, that's why I'm building my testimony. I have MS. MS don't have me. Amen. We're going to take a moment for a commercial break, and we will be right
back. Throw that on for just a moment.
In a moment. Sister Barbara's nephew and granddaughters made their commercial debut holding the book.
That's right. Those children in those pictures are Barbara Mosley's nephew and granddaughters.
Absolutely. Melissa says, great commercial. Thank you,
and
Melissa.
Melissa Price, I really want this book in your hands. And I would love for you to give me your feedback on it, because your feedback will matter a lot, because you have homeschooled for years. The book is called 932, the 9 most important words, the 3 most important skills, and the 2 most important questions. And I really, really want homeschools and homeschool organizations to know about this book. I think this book teaches children character and direction. The 9 most important words like courage and love and faith and the power of the word no. And the most important skills like the ability to communicate. And the most important questions like, why are you here specifically? So I want this in your hands, Melissa. I really, really want, Melissa Price, your feedback on this, as well as, if I could get it, a picture of you and your beautiful daughters,
Charlotte and Sophie,
with this book. Please, please, please.
Melissa says, great commercial. Thank you.
Lisa built that commercial. She learned how to do that, which is another thing I was going to highlight at some point of the show. But we have to learn. You got to learn some stuff. Lisa learned how to make that commercial and did it.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I wasn't sure how to blend all of those videos and get everything together, but we did it and I appreciate it. I did another commercial actually as well. Well, not a commercial, but a little audio commercial for the I Am affirmations. Mm-hmm. And it was interesting as well to learn. Sister Barbara said, I love the commercial.
And part of that learning of the how to build the commercial was something that Sister Katura said to us last Thursday or Friday. She goes, package it and put it together, Brian, and send it to me, and that she would share it on her page. So Lisa and I have been thinking about what can we give best that our friend Katura and our friend Melissa and our friend Barbara could share. And that commercial was one of the things that we wanted to share with you guys that you could share.
Sister Melissa said, I will definitely order the book this week and send you pics and videos of us enjoying it. You know I've done it with all of yours and Mama Lisa's
She books. Has.
They still pop up in my memory.
She has. Let me say this too, Melissa. You can get this book anywhere. But if you will get it through our sites, either Lisa's sites or my sites, Virtual Sales MGR, EmpowermentDuo.com, any of those things, if you get it through our sites, we will donate a copy to an educator. When you buy one through our sites, we give one to a teacher. And I'm so excited to be able to do that too. And we love when we get the pictures from the teachers that have gotten the books.
Absolutely. Sister Shirley said, I didn't see the commercial. I will share the commercial. Well, I will email you a copy of it so that you can share, or inbox you a copy so that you can share it on your page. And I do appreciate
Cousin
each of
Kenny,
your willingness to share it.
Kenny Tucker, are you still here? Well, that's Kenny Tucker. What's up, Kenny? How you doing? Mm-hmm. I got Kenneth Covington and Kenny Tucker. Good morning, Kenny. How you doing, sir?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we are grateful for your support. And Greg said, my highs and lows growing up with my family, mother, father, sisters, brothers, being the youngest is the gift and the curse.
Yeah.
I'm able to take all their lessons, put it in the pot, stir it up with my lesson. And what do I get? Me. Craig L. Sabb.
The greatest. Amen. That's how you should look at it. All that stuff added up to make you
mixed up together.
Last night I watched before I watched the thing about the highs and lows of their careers, I watched this Netflix special called The Coaches. And it was a bunch of coaches. There was chronicling coaches, and they're doing mini documentaries, like 30-minute documentaries with these coaches. One was Doc Rivers, and the other was Dawn Staley. There was a couple of soccer coaches and a hockey coach. I only watched Doc Rivers and Dawn Staley because those players I know. And but it was so interesting, the philosophies they have to look at to go from being former players to coaches and how they have to manage it. Doc Rivers been in coach for 30 years. Dawn Staley's been doing it for a long time. They both have won championships after having overcome such amazing things. They have overcome such daunting odds.
Well, are there any real success stories without any lows? Are there any highs without lows?
I don't think so. You look at anybody who's succeeding on any level, you'll look at someone who's overcome something. Mm-hmm. You look at anyone who's been married for a long time. They've overcome something.
Yes, okay? That marriage wasn't always cookies and cream.
Except for our marriage. We never had any odds.
We haven't actually had odds with one another, but we have had lows. And I'm grateful that the lows have particularly been with both of us on the same side of the fight.
And that's one thing I love the most. When we have lows, we still on the same side fighting together in our lows. The entrepreneurial life is fraught with them, highs and lows. Shirley says,
even during the lows, you must stay motivated and keep moving.
That's right.
Never give up.
That's right. Even during the lows, when you're in the lows, when you're in the valley, when you're in the storm, when you're in the dark, when you're in the rain, all that stuff. Like Sister Shirley said, you got to keep moving.
Craig said, if you don't fail, then you're not learning, I feel.
That's right.
Amen. Melissa said, I am applying to be a part-time substitute next year at the kids' elementary school, even though they are in middle school. Now, at the last week of school, I brought 20 of Precious books and her card game and went and spent 3 hours in Sophie's class teaching and reading to them. I wouldn't mind taking that extra donated book with me for my substitute days. Mm-hmm. And maybe we can get the school to buy some for their library. Just looking for more exposure for your book, Paw B.
I love it. And she still calls me Paw B. Love it, love it. Thank you, Melissa. And you're important, Melissa. Look at how you move, what you're doing when you do it publicly. You are giving of yourself. You went to a school on the last day of school year and read and shared. You shared your friend's book. You shared time with the students. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful moment for them and you. And now you told us about it, and we get to enjoy it as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The highs and lows
of life.
Yes. It really is. It's almost a given. It's almost a given. You don't learn how to walk without falling. You don't learn how to drive without not knowing how to drive.
Yep. Coach
I was going to say without hitting something, but maybe that's just me.
It ain't just you. I promise you. It ain't just you. Coach Dawn Staley, one of her prevailing philosophies was that growth happens outside the comfort zone. Mm-hmm. She talked about when she went to university, she grew up in North Philadelphia, and she had never even considered her race until she went to the University of Virginia. She never had to. She was only around Black people her whole life up until college, when she first even had to consider race. And she was really, really uncomfortable. She wasn't doing well in school. She was outside of her comfort zone. And the guidance counselor was like, look, you're not doing well here. And she explained to her, She said, well, I'm not really comfortable. And the teacher was like, good. The counselor was like, good, because you don't grow when you're comfortable. We learn how to grow during this time. Double down your efforts, whatever you got to do. And then there was a later scene where she had one of her freshman basketball players, and the player was saying to coach, I want to score, but I find myself thinking and nervous and not sure what to do. And, I'm not really comfortable with this. And Dawn was so patient. Goes, look, I'm good. I'm glad. You ain't supposed to be comfortable right now. You're a freshman. You just got here. You ain't supposed to be comfortable with learning everything right now. You're supposed to be uncomfortable, because that's where the growth happens. Right, Craig? The growth happens when you're uncomfortable. When things are not easy and when things are not smooth, that's when you grow.
Melissa says highs and lows go hand in hand.
Hand in hand.
Can't have one without the other. And I think that's very true. Absolutely. I think you've got to have them both together. And I think that it's consistent through history that there have been positives and negatives that move us towards success.
Can you think of any story, the success story, that doesn't include some failure or some overcoming of something? You can't. So why should your life be any different? Why should your life be any different? Why would you bemoan when you have lows?
I think what often happens, at least for me, is I already know that I've experienced lows, and I kind of forget that they're cyclical, that the highs and lows are cyclical.
You don't get past the low and that's it forever.
Right, exactly. Just like the real estate concerns with 2008, they reoccurred in 2016. We had the pandemic. We had, these things return, and the highs and lows come back. They ebb and flow.
Sister Sheila Gothard, please read it.
She says, just curious, do we get to pick the educator for donation? It's fine if not, but my niece is a recent graduate and starting a new job in Charlotte.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Answer for her, baby.
Please, please, please provide the names of educators, even if you didn't buy a book. We hope that you buy a book, but we have a list because some people purchase the book and don't tell us where that they want to send it. So we have a list that we refer to, and we go ahead and we'll send it to that individual.
Some people do name a person,
and then we send it to the one that they said.
I like that better.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, Sister Sheila, not only can you pick the educator, and I'm glad you have someone in mind. There was another lady in Charlotte, actually. She picked an educator, and she picked a school. She goes, I want to donate this book to a particular school. And she wanted us to send it to the school. And we did. We sent it to the school, and we made it attention to the principal's name, the book to the school, in care of the person that ordered. Another person living in New York, her favorite teacher had moved and retired to Vegas. So we sent it to the person, but she wanted that person to have it. Yes, you do get to name where it goes. Buy one through our sites, name the person, and if you can get us the contact information, great. If not, we'll try to find it on our own.
Absolutely. Sheila says, "Oh, I'm definitely buying
two books. Please do.
Please do. Go to virtualsalesmgr.com and you can choose the link right there for 932. In that bookstore, you can go ahead and order or look at some other books if you like, or you can simply just order your 932, both of them, and let us know where you want them sent.
BOFFVM.
Both of them. Both of them. Absolutely.
It's 9:27. It's almost that time.
9:27.
Thank you, Sister Sheila, for the question. Because I wonder if there might have been somebody else that had a similar thought or a similar question that hadn't yet voiced it to us. So I'm glad you asked that question. Thank you.
Actually,
so
that I want to use from here.
Okay.
Go ahead, finish talking.
So good. So the highs and lows of life. I like this thought so much. And while I'm going to tell you a story that I've told on this show 7-8 times, maybe.
Oh,
okay.
Lord.
Oh, Lord, Lisa, really? Is that the proper response when I say I'm about to tell a story that I've told 7-8 times?
I love you.
See what I'm saying? Craig, you see how she be on me, Craig? See? Anyway, there was an Asian farmer, an old Asian farmer from the old country. And all he had was one strong horse, and he had a teenage son. And he was working his farm with his one strong horse and with his teenage son. That's all he had. And one night, while they were sleeping, a violent lightning thunderstorm came. Lightning struck his fence, knocked his fence down, and his horse escaped. The next morning, the neighbors gathered around and found out that he had lost his one strong horse. The neighbors gathered around in front of his house like, oh no, this is bad. This is bad. You've lost your one strong horse. How are you going to farm now? How can you plow now? You lost your strong horse. What are you going to do? This is so bad. And the wise farmer says, you don't know if this is bad or not. You don't know if this is bad. You don't know if this is good. You don't know anything about this. It's just what it is. Okay? A little while, now he repairs his fence. And one morning he's awakened up by loud noise outside his home, outside his window. He hears clattering and snorting and stomping. And he goes out the house. His horse had returned with 50 more wild horses. He opens up the gate and all these horses rush into his yard, into his farm. And the neighbors found out he got all these wild horses now. They rush over. Wow, what wealth you now have. This is amazing. Now you're rich. You got all these wild horses now. This is going to be great. This is fantastic for you. And the wise guy says, man, you don't know if this is good. You don't know if this is bad. You don't know anything. It's just what it is. We don't know if this is going to be great or not. A little while later, his son is trying to train one of the wild horses so that they could be ridden. He's trying to break the horse. He's trying to saddle him and break the horse. And while he's doing that, the horse throws him off. He lands awkwardly and breaks his leg. So he had to get his leg braced up. And the neighbors found out that his one teenage son broke his leg. Oh, no, your son broke his leg. Now you don't have any help at all. This is going to be bad for you. You don't know if this is bad. You don't know if this is good. I'm going to speed it up, baby. It's just what it is. Right after his son breaks his leg, he's invalid. He broke his leg. He can't work. The soldiers come through the town recruiting for the military. And in his culture, that was a great honor to be chosen to wear the king's uniforms, to wear the uniforms. They wanted their sons to wear the uniforms. And they didn't get very many opportunities. So they came to recruit young men to go into the military there. And his son missed the opportunity because he had a broken leg. And his neighbors gathered. Oh, man, your son, he can't go. He's got a broken leg. This is bad. I know you're going to be disappointed. I'm not disappointed. You don't know if this is bad. You don't know if this is good. You don't know anything about it. Report comes back. Those guys that did get recruited all end up being slaughtered in battle. They all lost their lives in battle. The neighbors again, man, you were so lucky your son had a broken leg. You don't know. And the story can keep going on from there and there. But the point is the point. These things, these occurrences of life, these things that appear amazing or appear devastating, you don't know if it's good or bad in that moment. It's just what it is. Brother Mark Greer contributes. Mark Greer contributes these words. What's happening, good people? If you're up, you're alive. If you're alive, you have an opportunity. If you have an opportunity, you can create something amazing. It's your choice.
Absolutely.
I read that in the stylings of Mr. Mark Greer.
Thank you. Sister Sheila said, I'm usually Team Lisa, but I'm enjoying this story. I like this story as well. It's the military ones that throw us off. Good point this time.
What do you mean this time? What the heck?
I enjoyed
What the hell is that? What's that about? That's one of those backhands right there. This time, Brian, your story.
Instead of the quote or the card for the day, I'm actually going to read a piece of chapter 9 from my book, Discovering Your Why, A Journey to Wholeness. And the chapter is called Exposed. It begins with the pressure reveals the cracks.
Okay.
God doesn't expect perfection from us. He wants us to desire perfection in him. Then he gives it to us. Blessed are they that hunger and thirst for righteousness shall be filled. That's from Matthew 5 and 6. Hiding comes in so many forms. Hiding is so second nature that we are hard pressed to recognize it for what it is. How can I be hiding in plain sight? All the laughter and pleasantries worn like a mask.
Mm.
Fear deep looming inside that she may really be found out, or the hidden parts that we didn't even realize were there. The things we either thought were already overcome or never realized they were an issue, hiding.
Mm.
And sometimes those highs and lows are actually constructed to us break free, to help us to break free of something that we have been navigating in without much consternation.
What you just read, and I believe Mark Greer will agree with me on this, is one of the benefits of our men's meeting. Um, Pressure revealing the cracks,
Mm-hmm.
hiding in the plain sight. The men's meeting, we create an environment where men can be free enough to show themselves completely, get some stuff off of them, to cry, to get it off. Because pressure, life is inherently a pressure-filled situation. Mm-hmm. It's inherent in life. And the men's meeting, we'll give men the opportunity to say what they need to say, to get it off of them, and to be supported by other men. That's the point of it. So that's what I heard. That's what I saw as you were reading that. Okay. Now let's get back to this insult here. What do you mean this time the story was good? All my stories are good. What the heck?
I'm telling you. So as you navigate through the lows, and when I say navigate through the lows, it's often that's when you have to realize that you are navigating, because when we're going through the highs, we're often just skating or not realizing that there was a challenge or even a lesson that's included in that.
We had a debate, Lisa and I, right before the show. Okay. As I retold the story of the farmer and all of that. Okay. I get it, Sister Sheila. I get it. I'm with you now.
Sheila said I speak two languages, English and sarcasm.
I get it. But as I was retelling the story, I started to think more about this particular time. And I've told the story a lot of times, but this particular time, I was thinking more about his wisdom and response. Mm-hmm. He had learned that I don't have to knee-jerk respond to things. That's why he was able to tell his neighbors in a calm manner, you don't know. This is what it is. Okay, we're good. Okay, so he had learned that about him. Lisa and I had this debate right before the show, Sheila. And I was saying to Lisa this thought that nothing is either as good as it seems or as bad as it seems. Nothing is either as good as it feels or as bad as it feels. And Lisa was like, I'm not so sure, Brian. It's not as good as it seems. You can defend yourself. You can say it the way you want to. I don't want to put the words in your mouth too much. Okay. But she had the feeling that the goods could be as good as it seemed. And the bad probably not, and could also be as bad as it seems. Is that right?
Yeah, but the bad is not usually as bad as it seems.
The bad is not usually as bad as it seems. And I was saying to her that even the bad could be worse, and even the good could be better in those moments. So I was thinking, am I more correct, or how you feel on this? Things are never as good as they seem or as bad as they seem. And it's just like the thought, it's all temporal. The winning is temporal, the losing is temporal. You don't stay night all the time, and it doesn't stay day all the time either. Mm-hmm. It's all temporal.
Absolutely. That actually makes me often think, because you said day and night, it makes me think of Alaska. Mm-hmm. I couldn't imagine not waking up and it being daytime or never having nighttime.
Yeah.
There's 6 months of
either. Yeah. It could be nighttime for a long time because of where it's shaped. I mean, where it is. And it could be days for a long time. That's just the season. It'll look like day all the time.
Craig said, I have to agree. Sometimes it'd be like my eyes just jacked
Sometimes it'd be like, okay, time to get ready. When you tell some of your stories, that one was a good one. That I paid attention to.
Sorry, Brian.
Sorry, Brian. What you mean?
He'd be like, sometimes it's time to get ready.
What you mean that one you pay attention to? What do you mean, man?
Sometimes Brian will drag a story, but
I want to hear it. I want to hear y'all about that. Anyway, I'm gonna I'm gonna try to do a better job doing Mark Greer than I did the last time.
Okay.
I don't think I nailed it last time.
Okay.
You got to get yourself right to do Mark Greer voice.
Get yourself together.
Because it's got to resonate. It's got to boom. Definitely agree with you. Pressure with no release valve leads to destruction. None of us will get through this life without needing some kind of support at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's an ear to hear, a shoulder to cry on, or an encouraging word. We all need to have that place in which we know there is safety and support when we need it. Absolutely. And Mark, man, that right, you're so freaking right, man. You're Absolutely. So wise too. Pressure with no release valve leads to destruction. And then he says this point here: none of us will get through this life without needing some kind of support at some point. None of us makes it through life without needing some kind of support. Needing. Thank you, Mark, for that.
Sheila says, yes, I was leaning in on this
You
story.
Were leaning in on all my stories.
No.
Yes, you were.
Craig says you wasn't ready because you was in your story mode at the time, not the styling of Mark. He laughing at you. I get it.
He's probably right, though. That's
you was caught up.
And who else gets caught up from time to time? Everybody. We do. And I enjoyed that repartee, you guys. Thank you very much. I'm still drinking my sea moss. Why do you respond like that every time?
Because I know that the sea moss is going to catch up with me. Because I know the only reason why it hasn't is because you haven't been feeling well from some other things.
Yeah, I've been under the weather a little bit, you guys. Y'all couldn't tell, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I was a little sick, but I'm getting better. Okay, yep. Ooh, Friday morning show was tough for me here physically. Yeah, but I'm all right.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah,
a little better.
Yeah, I'm feeling better. Mm-hmm.
I'm glad.
So, where are we going? Oh, it's 9:41. It's that time. We get to thank you the way we thank you on this show.
It's a love thing. It's a love
Brother Craig, are you killing me, Craig? Craig says, Brian, your stories is your highs and lows sometimes. Craig, you've never heard me tell a story that's a low. Matter of fact, I probably should tell more stories because I got more. Y'all ain't heard half the stories I got.
Lord Jesus.
Have they, baby?
No, y'all have not. And I enjoy most of his stories.
I got stories for days.
He is. Brother Mark says, keep fighting through the illness, soldier. Yeah. He is. He's pushing.
It's had an ancillary benefit, too. I've lost some weight. I've lost some weight.
Sheila says, glad you're better. Never could tell you weren't. I could tell, but yeah, I'm glad he wasn't.
Well, who's closer to me than you? Melissa Price says,
whatever happened to Storytime with Papa B? I missed the theme song for that.
Yep. Dun, 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 dun. The theme song. See, y'all missed this. Sheila and Mark and Craig. I used to do a thing a year and a half ago called Storytime with Paul B. I did it at night.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. Good morning. She says, good morning, my beautiful people. Highs when I'm rested and everything around me is living in chaos, but I can find their rhythm in nature and still be awesome. Lows, I can't seem to focus, but the best part of my lows, in place of non-focus, I get to meditate, sit still, and bring it all into perspective. That's when my low elevates to balance. Amen.
You know, and you were reading Dr. Beverly there, I was thinking of the wisdom of Mark Greer. Even in your lows, you're still breathing in air and you're above ground.
Absolutely.
You know, and you still have opportunity if those two other things in place.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you, Sister Shirley. Keep moving regardless.
Yeah,
Amen.
man. I love it. So I forgot where I was going on that thing. But yeah, we're about to do our greeting songs and our greeting logos. The greeting songs for people that earned it, people that contribute, like Shirley Dejournette Wyatt. She's got a jam.
Shirley Dejournette
Wyatt will rock you, rock you. Shirley Dejournette Wyatt will rock you, rock you. Miss Couture Green, our friend Lisa's doppelganger, our Lisa's stunt double. She has a song too, and it goes back to life, back to Couture Green.
However do you want it?
However do you need it?
Do you need
That's Couture's jam.
That's a jam.
Miss Sheila Gothard has a song too.
Sheila, storms are brewing in your eyes. Oh.
That's right, Miss Sheila Gothard. That's her jam right there. Barbara Mosley has a logo because Barbara Mosley, she cooks here. She cooks there. Barbara Mosley cooks everywhere. My cousin Kenneth Covington, he used to be a really, really good dancer back in high school. That was back in the song Take Off These Shackles Off My Feet, Won't Make You. I mean, that was one. And
what?
There's a song. And also Shaka Khan. I mean, not Shaka Khan. Tina Turner was big when he was in high school. You better be good to me. Like that's good. That's where Kenneth Covington's jazz gonna come from. Because that's what I think of when I see him.
Great time.
1,000 degrees, you'll be on your knees and you'll be burning, begging, please. Brother Freeze, Craig, let me borrow your VCR so I can dub a tape. We get to do Melissa Price Jam today, y'all. Ho! And a sip of water is a part of Melissa Price Jam. And it goes like this. Bam, 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 bam. Melissa's on. Now it's time for us to sing her song. Melissa's on. Good morning.
Melissa.
Good morning, Melissa Price. How you doing?
Absolutely. Good morning again, Leonda. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Miss Phyllis is here. Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
So clear the way.
Hey,
Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day.
Absolutely.
Good morning, Miss Phyllis. I really wish everybody that knew Miss Phyllis would do that whenever she arrived.
Good morning, Stephanie.
Stephanie,
life has new meaning to me.
There is beauty up above
and
things we never take notice of. You wake up and Stephanie, you're in love. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Brother Mark Greer has a jam too, and it goes, so wide you can't get around it.
So low you can't get under a hat.
So high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now.
Absolutely. Dr. Beverly says, I'd be waving like a queen with Miss Phyllis's song. Amen. Craig said,
wait. Dr. Beverly says that she waves like a queen during Miss Phyllis's song. How cool is that?
Absolutely. Craig says, you see, he says, Lisa, you notice that Brian has been doing it in order. That's right, because I catch your name before he says anything.
Blah, blah, blah,
and I always, when I see your name, I say, Craig time.
Whatever.
So it has to be done in the right order.
Dr. Beverly has a logo too, and it goes, Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly.
Good morning, Vanessa. Thank you for joining us this morning.
If someone, this is their first time watching our show and they just happened to pop on 5 minutes ago and they see us doing these songs and stuff, they might be wondering, what the heck is going on? This is our way of thanking our consistent contributors to the show.
Absolutely.
And people have been rocking with the show for a while.
Absolutely. Leonda says, yes, I love listening to you guys while I work. Well, we're grateful and we need to come up with a song for you, Leonda.
Leonda, you've been hanging out with us. Let's come up with a jam for you. Leonda Banks. That should be easy to come up with.
You think so?
Leonda Banks, yes.
Melissa missed her jam. How did you miss your
Melissa,
song,
we did
Melissa?
your jam with so much enthusiasm
We
today.
did.
I don't even know if I can muster up the same enthusiasm to do it again like that.
Absolutely.
You want to try?
Absolutely, yes.
All right, well, Melissa, are you here right now? Because we did your jam. We're going to give it a try. She better be here, too. Bam, 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 bam. Melissa's on. Now it's time for us to sing her song. Melissa's on. All right.
Absolutely. Leonda, oh no, she says, I'm a Patterson now. Amen. Is that a new Patterson? Is that an old Patterson?
Does
Is
it
that
matter?
Yes, it does.
You got hair on. Still there. Okay. But Leonda Banks would have been easier than Patterson.
Well, it could just be Leonda. We could find something with Leonda. Amen. Mm-hmm. Melissa says, no, I didn't miss you. I didn't miss you do the jam. I'm just saying I missed listening to you do it. Oh. But I'm stoked y'all did it twice for me.
We interpreted it as you might have been outside the room or something like that.
Absolutely. Leonda said, I just got married.
Congratulations to you. Vesta.
Congratulations. Yes, I like Vesta Williams. Mm-hmm. Amen.
Did I tell you I used to date Vesta?
No.
You know why I didn't tell you that?
Why?
Because it ain't true.
Y'all see what I gotta have? You see? Dr. Beverly says, oh, Melissa Price just missed her song. You had to say it twice. Well, she didn't miss it. She missed hearing it over time. We missed it too, and I hope it makes you feel better. We hope you're resting and getting some rest, Sister Melissa, as you heal and take care of
some congratulations.
Healing and taking care of Nate and Charlotte. We know that when mom is sick and everybody else is sick, that mom's sickness gets put on the back burner.
I tell you, and when the sick are trying to take care of the sick, I know. Lisa, no.
Absolutely.
It was a year or so ago. Well, we both were sick trying to take care of each other.
Yeah.
That was difficult.
It really was. You're getting congratulations. Sister Shirley says, congratulations, Leonda. Melissa says, congratulations.
What do you mean, Dr. Beverly?
Craig says,
she says, see how Brian starts shenanigans. What's she talking about?
Absolutely. Dr. Beverly had another comment in there somewhere. I don't see.
Melissa Price. Okay.
Oh, Dr. Beverly said, Craig's song, I act like I'm hiding and peeping around the corner, and then I freeze.
And then I say, freeze.
We're grateful that you guys hang out with me. Leonda says, but Banks is my maiden name. That it's all good. Oh, I didn't know that. Amen. So we're congratulating you for being married, for getting married. And she says, thank you all. Thank you for joining us today.
Because we have that kind of people on this group.
Absolutely.
We want to be loving and we want to be supportive of each other as much as we can.
Absolutely.
Friends, if you have thought about buying this book, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and do it. We have a lot of gonna be people that purchase. Okay.
And we look forward to you buying it. Take a picture of it. Take a picture of it with you, with your kids, grandkids, or go ahead and find another kid and just take a picture with them. And send the pictures over. We appreciate it. Make sure that you do reach out to us if you have an educator that you would like to bless with one of the free books so that we can keep a list going, a continuous list going, and be able to contact them. And we appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you on tomorrow.
Have a beautiful day today.
Don't forget to have sex.